I pray to the divinity in you. The subject matter for this morning's lecture should be interesting, provided you pay attention. All over, within and without, whether you are insider or outsider, if you learn to train your attention, you can concentrate on the things. And if that concentration leads you to dhyana, to meditation, finally you can attain samadhi in this lifetime. Patanjali has written these sutras not for swamis or renunciates. He has written these sutras for the people of the world, so that you live in the world yet remain unaffected, undisturbed, enjoying peace, happiness and bliss. You see. Otherwise, it only remains a desire. We always ask our teachers, search for that happiness which we can attain ourselves by simple methods, by simple ways in life. Have you decided to do that? That's the point. Have you determined to find peace or happiness or bliss? Or are you searching for someone who will give you happiness, peace and bliss? The scripture says, no one in the world, not in any relationship, you will ever find peace, happiness and bliss. All the relationships go on with life. Life is like a coin which has two sides, life and relationship. But life will be not complete. Therefore, learn to understand that peace and happiness is within you. It's beyond your body, senses, breath and mind. And by having control, by having known to direct your energies within towards the deeper aspects of your being, you can attain that peace. For that, you don't have to retire from the world. For that, you don't have to shun, abstain from your duties, from your relationship. Of course, you will have to discipline yourself. Disciplining means not allowing yourself to be dissipated mentally through your speech and in your thoughts. There is one great something that you get through spirituality, and that is called mantra. In all great traditions you will find this mantra. What is that mantra? It is a syllable, a sound, set of words which is prescribed by your teacher, who is well, who is competent, who knows you, who can understand you, who in a second can find out your internal states, will prescribe such a formula which is compact, which is more subtler than the sutra. For sutra, you need explanation and you need a teacher. For mantra, once you have it, you do not need any guidance. Mantra will guide itself. Let me tell you, friends, I have not yet met someone who is not lonely. I am in search of someone who is not lonely. I have met someone who is not lonely. Some people, very few people, and they are those who are champion of liberty, who are free from within and without both. You see? So what I mean to say, not being lonely means having a friend with yourself, a constant friend. Your mantra becomes a constant friend when you start remembering it. And if you decide to make it a friend of yours, mantra will always guide you. Mantra will guide you both ways. Mantra will lead you to the subtler aspect of your being, to the silence within. Silence does not lie within the domain of your mind. Silence lies beyond your mind. Mantra can lead you. When you start remembering your mantra subtly, you will understand that for some time it becomes difficult for you to remember mantra. Once you have remembered, in another step you will find you are remembering it technically without feeling anything. Next step comes where you start remembering mantra and sometimes you forget, sometimes you remember, this goes on. But when you practice to remember your mantra in your daily life, it helps you. The word mantra comes from its root, Sanskrit root, mananat trayate, that which dispels the darkness of ignorance, which removes agony, pain from your mind. That word is with you. Therefore, all the words of all religions, all great religions, of all great sages are valid. All traditions here meet that some sort of confirmation, some sort of mantra they remember, some sort of chanting they do, somewhere they dance with the mantra, but meaning is one and the same. How to be constantly aware of that mantra? Guru Nanak beautifully said. He experienced that whole world is in pain. He didn't see anyone happy. But he saw people happy, those who remembered mantra Nam. Same thing was repeated by Tulsidasa. It's a very subtle thing I am going to tell you. Tulsidasa in his great epic Ramayana says that if you remember mantra, even if it is not remembered properly, it will help you. When you say, my mantra being pronounced correctly or not, if you pronounce your mantra correctly, definitely it's very healthy and helpful. But if you are not pronouncing your mantra properly, even then it helps. Imitating to sit in meditation even helps. When a child sits next to the mother, doesn't know what meditation is. Child simply imitates. Looks at mother's eyes, the eyes are closed. The child looks at father's eyes are closed. He sits still and quiet. Once what happened, a Catholic family went to buy something from the market. So here child picked up Buddha's statue. Mother said, "Don't buy this." She said, "But mom, he looks very quiet. And you always tell us to be quiet, to leave you alone. If we take it home, perhaps it will help." Okay. What I mean to say, you hear mother saying every day, "Children, leave me alone, be quiet." And that is not only your desire. Children also like to be left alone. And they also want to be quiet. You see? How to be quiet? What is that quietness? You find that quietness and stillness even in cemeteries. It's very quiet there. Everything is still. Do you mean to say we need quietness of cemeteries? No, we need living quietness. A human being moves, functions, does his duties, conducts his duties, yet he remains in a state of balance, undisturbed, and that is called quietness. You see, purpose of Gita is not to make anyone, convert anyone, but lead one to a state of height, of sthitidhi, tranquility. Is one, as Patanjali describes, a variety of samadhi. Many, many states of samadhi he describes. Savikalpa, nirvikalpa, sampragyata, sampragyata, savija, nirvija, and finally leads you to kaivalyam, muktkere. Absolute one, when you are free from the clutches of Prakriti, when Purusha finds himself completely free. And we can do that. We can practice and do that. So I want to give me 5 minutes of questions, and then I am going to give you the whole system and how to apply that system in your daily life, living in the world. Anyone has questions? Have you asked questions from Panditji?
Yeah, but then some people wrote some down.
Okay, come on. Charlie is very fond of asking questions. He is ready to have mic and questions in his hand. Yeah.
Okay. Is the sound of the mantra considered subtle or gross?
It can be produced both ways. If I mutter it outside, it is gross. If I mutter it, remember it mentally, it is very subtle. It depends how you use it. Yes. There are 3 categories of sadhakas. Tamasa, like Ravana, if you have heard. Like Rama, like Vasishtha. There are 3 qualities of mind. Have you purified your mind to remember mantra to attain samadhi or to awaken sattva, the highest of quality, divinity in you? Have you, or have you been using mind in your day-to-day life and daily activities, remembering your mantra, meditation in action? Have you been remembering your mantra with tamasa, full of sloth, not having good feelings and thoughts? You have right to do that. In the past, the great wailers of the night have done like Ravana. And they had power, great powers. Yet they did not attain the highest state, as Patanjali says, samadhi. Remembering mantra is everyone's right, as inhalation. Even the worm inhales. Anything that moves inhales. So, tamasa is not the point here. Purify your mind, your chitta-vrittis, and then let sattva be awakened, which is sleeping. There are three qualities in human life. Animal in human being, human in human being, and divine in human being. It depends which one do you promote. Patanjali says, promote sattva, and then tells you, by promoting that, for promotion of sattva, the highest of quality, divinity, learn to use your mantra. And that mantra should not be used in a gross way. Mantra becomes empty if you use it outside. You see. Mantra becomes very powerful if it goes on inside. I have seen tremendous power of mantra. Myself, I have experienced, and I have seen many, many sages. I will tell you. At Rishikesh, there was a place called Jhadi, bushes, where the Swamis used to live, not in the houses, but a small thatched cottages built in that area called Jhadi, bushes. Jhadi means bush. And they would leave, anyone would come and next will leave. They were meant for those wanderers who wander from one place to another. So I also went with my master. There was a Swami. My master said, there is only one Swami among all these. There were 25, 30 people staying. Nobody talked and disturbed anyone. But that old man is Siddha, the accomplished one. Watch him, go to him, see him, learn something. Many people, disciples used to come, masters used to come to learn some from my master. But I wouldn't learn from him because I was so close to him from the very beginning, and I wouldn't learn. Children at certain stage do not learn from parents. because they are very close. A doctor's son is not treated by his father. Other doctors treat him. So was the case. So I went to that Swami. See, in the morning, you brush. So they use a small branch of neem twig for brushing their teeth. Here this Swami went exactly to that branch where there was a huge hive of bees, killer bees, big black bees. I said, Swamiji, are you blind? Please, gently retreat and come down. He said, what is the problem? And he was so close, 2-3 inches far away from that. So what's the problem? I said, problem is killer bees will kill you and they will also kill me. He said, no. Killing means not understanding each other, not having understood, not creating understanding. He said, why? The problems, why people are fighting in the world? Because they don't understand each other. Nobody wants to fight. You fight orally because you don't understand each other's language. You fight with fist because you don't understand each other. We have understanding. I stay here, they know that I am staying here. And I need to use this brush every day, fresh brush from that tree, neem tree. So I climb, take out, they don't do anything to me. I have told them, you don't disturb me and I don't disturb you. And they understand this. And animals understand better than human beings. I said, tell me the mantra, you are hiding some mantra from me. He said, son, I give you this mantra. So he said, now you come up. He got down and you get the little, branch of that tree. So I got up to the tree. He said, go to that next and say, I don't hurt you, you don't hurt me. Because the Swami was there, so I could do that. And it's the most silly thing when I am describing this. And they wouldn't do anything to me. They would fly, but nobody disturbed me. I went so close to them. They said, go very close to them, just. And move. There is nothing. And so I told Swami, do you want me to be killed? He said, no one can kill you. I said, will this mantra help? He said, it will help always. And I was young. So I was a show-off during that time. So wherever I went to any village or anything, city, I'd go outside the city and tell people, find out a tree where there is a hive and I will show you some miracle. So there was a goldsmith at Bhimani. It was in Punjab during those days, now it's in Haryana. He was very fat. He said, I have seen a place, come on, show me. I said, but the Swami said, look, this mantra is only for you. This is not for others. I forgot that part, that this is not for others. So I went to the tree and nothing happens, the bees did not misbehave. He said, I said, now you go and say same thing. I don't disturb you, you don't disturb me. And all bees attacked him and he fell down. 8 days he remained in the hospital. His whole face was bitten Whole body was bitten. It became difficult for the doctors. Why did it happen? No one knows. Such mantras are called apt mantra, given by somebody. Someone gives you his own wealth out of pure love, you see. They are called apt mantra. Their quality are different than other mantras. See. Apt mantras are different. Sometimes, traditionally, the gurus give a mantra, which is very powerful. With great delights he gives that mantra. That works only for the student, but not for others. Yes, if he gives with the same zeal to others, it works. Apt mantras are like that. Grammatically, there are many mistakes in apt mantra. Sometimes 1 or 2 or 3 mistakes. We don't correct them. We use them the way they are said. I have examined them many times. I was a great coward for many, many years. Whenever I heard about a snake and saw a snake, my body used to freeze. So my master told me, just remember this and nothing is going to happen. It worked. When I used to walk in the forest, which was haunted by tigers, bears, pythons, cobras, elephants, it would work. For many years, for many months, 1.5 years, I stayed on the other side of the Ganges without any shelter, sitting on the trees, living in the caves, you see, face to face meeting the animal, but no animal ever hurt me. I have seen its effect. You see. So mantra and mana, mind, they become one, and a time comes when mind starts following mantra. Mantra finally takes you to the silence or to the desire that you have to fulfill. Have you seen Maharshi Mahesh Yogi? His students give mantra, TM. They say, have a desire and remember this mantra. Am I right? They say, have a desire and remember this mantra. If you learn to remember a mantra with the desire, it works. There are varieties of mantra, but I am talking about mantra of meditation. You see. Some scientific finding I want to give you. If you remember short mantra, such as Om is very short, but the way it is remembered, if you do not know, you can hurt yourself. If you remember it very fast, Om, 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 like in your mind, it will slowly make your breath shallow. Therefore, mantra is short, but the way it is used is entirely different. Prolonged Om. Exhale. Om. Inhale. There is no hindrance in the breath. There are mantras which create jerks in the breath. Constant jerks in the breath, the graph will tell you, because you are remembering a mantra like that. It's not healthy. Therefore, teachers knows for what purpose you need a mantra. Are you not well? Do you have a case in the court? Have you committed some serious mistake and you repent now and you want to protect yourself? For all situations, there are mantras. They are also written and some of them are not spoken. Police is sitting here to arrest you and you are walking and they become blind. Mantra has some power, but mantra is very close associate of your mind. When you have assimilated mantra, you can do tremendous things. Now, when you are doing something, if you have doubt, it might happen or it might not happen. It will happen only 25%. Without any doubt, with firm faith, you remember the mantra. That's very important. You see, all mantras are good, I told you. All remedies are good. It depends what the problem is. How a teacher knows which mantra is prescribed. Teacher immediately concentrates his mind and finds the prime problem of the student. And then gives that mantra, which helps him. It's a science in itself. And it's a practical science where you learn to use mantra. Many of you start collecting mantra. One from Muktanand, another from Swami Rama, third from this, a huge collection of mantra at home. Nothing works. Because you have mantra but you don't use it, you see. There is nothing like inferior and superior mantra. Learn to understand the meaning of your mantra, the vibrations of your mantra, and remember it. Even in the beginning, if you don't have faith, remember it. Because you are doing something. And you know scientifically, if you do something, it is bound to, you are bound to reap the fruits. You are not doing anything bad. If you take poison without faith, even then it will affect you. So is the case with the science of mantra. How to use it is a great skill. So there are three things: Yantra, mantra and tantra. The word tantra has been misused and abused very badly. Tantra means way of. You see. Mantra is used through some base. That is your chakra. If you use one mantra by meditating at the Mooladhara, base chakra, its effect will be different. If you use the same mantra concentrating on your Manipur chakra, its effects will be different. But if you remember that mantra on the space between the two eyebrows, the effect will be totally different. If you remember your mantra all the time, without concentrating on any chakra, the effect will be totally different. This is not the opinion of Eastern wisdom. All the spiritual traditions of the world know this, how powerful is the great saying, are the great sayings which are imparted by the sages to their disciples. Now, mantra of meditation. They are few, as the asanas and postures are few. There are 3 or 4 postures which are used for practicing meditation. Your practice should be mingled, inseparably mingled with 3 things: a prayer, contemplation, and meditation. So that you don't have to go anywhere ever to know anything. Because there are only 3 schools: the school of prayer, the school of meditation, and the school of contemplation. When you have a petition, say, Lord, help me. This saying is prayer. You contemplate on certain ideas like how to practice truth. That is contemplation. You concentrate your mind on one point for some time, that idea is called meditation. That which cannot be solved in any way can be solved through prayers. Means human mind has immense capacity. Immense capacity. You all have heard how Christ changed water into wines. If you learn that, you will sell so much wine every day. But he did not sell the wine. How Moses lived for 41 days in a lonely forest on the mount without food or without water. It's a mystery to the historians. This is just nothing but mind. You see. Once I went to a cave. I was in search of a quiet place to do sadhana where nobody disturbed me. Somebody helped me to go to that cave. It's called Sitavani near Haldwani, district Nainital. I still visit that place sometime. So I sat down. So that man who helped me to go there brought some little milk and some water and some tea leaves and some sugar. So when he went away, before I had to do my meditation, I wanted to take tea. I made tea, but when I used to pour the tea in my glass, it would vanish. It happened 3 times. Third time I got angry. So I said in my own language, Bhutiya Guha is a haunted cave. What have I done? I have wasted my time. I am doing anusthana these days and I am being disturbed by this. With disgust I said. Because 3 times I made tea and 3 times that evaporated from the glass. Fourth time, when I said this, suddenly few siddhas appeared, 3 siddhas appeared. This is our cave, we live here. If you want to live here, you are most welcome. Do your practices. And anything you want, just think and it will come. I was very fond of dahi bada, which Meera made sometimes, a dish. So in the morning, I used to furnish my menu. And that came. And it was so convenient for me, I didn't have. I know for you it seems dream, but this is true. And there my master was very angry, you see. So I came and I started. 6 months I lived in that cave. But I felt something that there is something wrong in my sadhana. When I went to see my master, I bowed and he kicked me. I was very angry. See, you want to have easy way. We have spoiled you. You searched a cave where they live, these siddhas, and you have become a great siddha because you desire for something, it comes, and you think that sadhana is done that way. All bad names he gave me. Get out of this, don't come and see me anymore. Do this sadhana again. What I have found out? Those words, those sounds, those set of words which are considered to be mantras, which are called mantras, if they are imparted and if they are imparted with the love by someone who knows the science, and if they are taken by someone who wants to practice, can do tremendous good in both ways. In the worldly prosperity, in spiritual enlightenment. So Patanjali says, I introduce you a sound which is called pranava. Pranava is another name of Om. And that pranava becomes a setu. Setu means bridge. Crossing from this to the other shore of life. So Patanjali says pranava is great. But some of the experts say pranava alone should not be used by the worldly, by the householders. It is used only by the sannyasins, those who do not have desire, those who have burned their desire into the knowledge of fire, they alone can use it. Pranava used with desire does not help. Pranava used with only one desire helps. Anyone who uses Om with one desire to reach the highest state, that is right. But if he says, I should have $1 million also, I should have a good wife, a good car, good bank balance, that doesn't help. The Omkara, Om, is used in a very special way. Patanjali says, for samadhi you can use it. Tasya vachaka pranava. Pranava is a representative of the highest one that you are trying to attain. With the help of that interest, with following that. Now you see, A represents waking state. You represents dreaming state, Ma represents sleeping state, Om. But there is another silent state that is called Turiya. By following that representative, you can go beyond all three states, attain Turiya, from where you can see all three states, sleeping, waking and dreaming. So Patanjali here brings the gist of Mandukya Upanishad, which is very terse and tough. Entire Upanishad, philosophy of Upanishad, practice of Upanishad was summed in one. You see. Few days you like to, it's just like marriage. Just like Hindu way of marriage. You know, there are two types of marriage. In Indians and Hindus, the marriage is done without introducing each other. First you get married and then you learn to love her. That is Hindu way. Western ways, first you love her and then get married. I have seen Hindu way works. This love business does not work for a long time. Today they are in great love. Next day they come out with a proposal of divorce. So is the case with mantra. You see. Many people cannot work out with marriage because of ego problem. Adjustment. Many people cannot work out with mantra. But those who persist, remember their mantra, they can attain highest state. Definitely highest state. It's spiritual wedding, mantra and mind. Mantra weds the mind. And nobody likes to wed the mind. It is so much dissipated, scattered, but its only mantra has power to wed the mind, lead the mind to silence, where there lies wisdom. Now let me give you practicum. I will give you my experience also in it. It's not necessary for you to sit for 2 hours and do nothing. Many of you sit for a long time thinking that which you could not do in half an hour's time, perhaps you can do it for 2.5 hours time. Don't do that. No use. You are wasting your time and energy. Don't sit for a long time in the beginning, because your body is not accustomed to be in one posture. Your posture will distort. So don't sit for a long time. Don't sit for hallucination. Don't sit for thinking. Meditational time, meditational method, meditation hour is not meant for thinking. Thinking is thinking. Worrying is worrying. It's neither meant for thinking nor worrying, it's meant for meditation. Mind has a habit to run here and there. If you go on giving the step-by-step method to mind, it will not run. Okay, mind, you have a habit of running here and there. Let me make a route for you, and you run on that route. It's very easy. Mind's habit can be checked by using a particular route. That's what you are doing in meditation. You are asking the mind which is in habit of running in the external world, not to run, but just to become inward and one-pointed. For making mind inward and one-pointed, you first work with your body. If you go with the schedule, I take the responsibility. But if you don't follow the schedule, then that is your responsibility. For the sake of experiment, do it for a week. Exact at the same time. Not more than 15-20 minutes. Because if an adept meditates for 10 minutes, 11th minute he is in samadhi. No need of wasting your time in hallucination. A thought pattern comes, you are analyzing, another thought pattern comes, and your wife and children and friends and teacher think that you are a great meditator. Actually, you are not meditating. You are hallucinating. Don't waste your time. First 1 month, work with body. You see. If you have a mantra, you start remembering from the very beginning. If you don't have, I will tell you what to do. Learn to sit still. There are only two conditions which a teacher asks you, only two things from you. Keep your head, neck and trunk in a straight line, no matter which pose you use. Sukhasanam, sthir sukhasanam. One thing. Your body is steady and you are comfortable. There are only two conditions. This can be also called asana. This asana has been described by Buddhist scriptures as Maitriya asana. Maitri means friendship. Maitri asana. One of the teachers from Buddhist, you see, tradition was called Maitri. He used to sit in this posture. That's why it is also called Maitriya asana. Maitri means friendship pose. You can sit like that. Because in Western world, children are not allowed to sit on the floor. Mother spanks them. Sit on the chair, don't sit on the floor. What happens, you are not allowed to sit on the floor, so you become very tight, a sort of robot. When you walk, there is no flexibility. Because you are not allowed to sit. You are not allowed to use your body the way you want in childhood. You'll see, anybody who comes from African jungles, from the mountains, even from your country, his movement will be very supple. Movement of the people who live in the city are very rigid. You will see African people, they move very nicely, very freely, naturally, in their dance, in their movements, because they live in the forest. They get time to move. Here you have to move according to others. So that's why in cities you move. Who is looking at you? How are you dressing and how are you walking? Vast difference. So you sit. If you can afford to sit on the floor, then have a good cushion. 1 or 2 blankets, thick blankets, you can use as cushions. Don't have such a big seat, such a tall seat. According to me, the seat should be only this much. Here. 6, not even 6 inches. Your seat should be wooden, not steel. It should be fully cushioned. The cushion should not be like this cushion. See, this cushion is making me uncomfortable. Those who know how I take rest, they know that I always use a plank, hard plank. Kevin knows it, who makes for me. Never use the bed which creates problem for your spinal column. Learn to use hard bed. You spread. You see, a good mattress, but not the mattress which imbalances your pose. If you sit in a cushion like this, you see, spongy, it is imbalanced. It is better if you spread 4 folded blankets, 1, 2, 3, doesn't matter. Slightest imbalance can disturb you, can be injurious to you. When you are in deep meditation, slightest sound is heard like a bomb blast. Many times. Those who meditate, they will know this. From the very beginning, you should choose a corner of your house, of your room. If you want to sit on your cot, you can. If it is comfortable, you can do that. If you are in habit of going to bathroom early in the morning, the moment you get up, you can go finish your ablutions and come back. If you have a habit of going after some time, sit in meditation. You see, I cannot sleep, even if I want to. And then when I sleep for 17 days without any break. But that is not a sleep. You see, I cannot sleep. My duties are so heavy, if I sleep, I will miss. I cannot complete my work. And if I cannot complete my work, my conscience will tell me, why are you eating? What is this you are doing? Seeing this person and that person, everybody touches your feet and you are not doing your work. I don't know how you people can sleep. And why do you want to sleep? Many people say, I don't have sound sleep. I said, God has blessed you. Why do you want to sleep? Tell me. You get enough sleep, that is sufficient for you. Do you mean to say you have to sleep 8 hours you sleep at night, 5 hours in daytime, and then you are sleeping all the time from your duties? Have you come to sleep? You were better when you were in long, deep sleep before you were born. Curtail your sleeps. It can be controlled. And then when you have little time, you can sleep deeply during that time. Because you know you have little time. And you have to do some heavy duty afterwards. You have to do some important things afterwards. So your mind says, I don't have much time, I have to sleep. The moment you lie down, you sleep. But when you have much time to sleep, then you go to bed, you are not getting sleep. Why do you want to do this? Wasting your time and energy. Now here, when you are not very tired, and when you have eaten too much, these times are not good for meditation. You don't want to sit for burping. You don't want to. You don't want to sit for sleeping. Many of you sit down and sleep comes. No, 10, 15 minutes only. 15 minutes and not more than that. But 15 minutes time should be intense training. What do you do first? First of all, not only sitting, preparing yourself for meditation, deciding, today I have to meditate. Your sankalpa is very important. Your decision to meditate is very important. Your preparation for meditation is more important than meditation. Suppose you cannot do meditation, but the whole day you feel that I have not done my meditation. I think that is better than not doing meditation or doing bad meditation. Many sadhakas who are in the plane, some situation where they cannot do meditation, whole day they think, I have not done my meditation, I have not done my meditation, I wish I had done. That is better meditation than sitting for meditation, not doing it. First you do, decide. You say, I will do it. With your firm conviction, with full strength, you do it. Look here, you are not dealing with anybody. Why are you not successful? In the world you are not successful because somebody promises something and he doesn't do. He doesn't live according to his words. But here you are left all alone. It should be very easy for you. It means you have not learned to live with yourself and yet you are living with somebody. Then that's a very bad thing to do. You are expecting too much from others and not doing anything for others. Such people do not do enough for others and expect too much, and that becomes a source of problem. Expecting too much from others. Swami Rama has only this much to give and you are expecting too much. From where will he give? See? Expecting too much is not right, even from yourself. That will create a guilt feeling in you. Go slowly and gently, even with yourself and with others. You see. First thing you do, with you build the determination. You are going to bathroom, you are building the determination. You are spreading your blanket, you are building the determination. And then you sit, decide. How do you build? There is another way of building determination. Instead of even asking yourself, there is another way. Prayer. Oh Lord, help me attain the goal I have set. Help me attain to meditate. You see, don't ask for anything worldly. Such a prayer, which is not egocentric prayer. What do you mean by egocentric prayer? Most of the prayers you have is egocentric prayer. I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. What are you doing? You are praying to your ego to satisfy your ego. Praying to your ego to satisfy your ego is called egocentric prayer. God-centric prayer. He knows what is good for me. Why should I ask for something? I should not ask. He knows. I have to do my duties, rest he knows. That's why the scripture also say, yeah, you are responsible for doing your action, don't worry for the fruits therein. The sadhaka should have that confidence. God-centric prayer. Where is that God? To believe in God is not very difficult. It's a suggestion. It's not necessity in daily life. Tell me, from morning till evening, where is the place of God in your daily life? You don't eat God, you don't sleep with God, you don't walk with God, you don't drive God, you don't... Where is this place? This sort of faith is better than not being conscious and not having faith. But it does not help much. That which helps a lot for meditator, God is in me. The day you have acquired this faith, the day when you constantly, after reminding yourself constantly, understood this point, the God is in me, then you can never be lonely. How can you be lonely? You can converse with somebody who is God. You can talk to him. Yes, there are people who talk to God directly. See? Who else can talk then? God is talking through you. Who else is seeing? God is seeing through you. Who else is listening? God is listening. Seeing God within. Now here you are meditating not to see anything, not to find anybody outside. Therefore you have to have this attitude. I don't say that God does not exist outside. God exists everywhere, so he exists outside too. But here you are trying to meditate, which is inward method. In that method, your very desire is to meet God who is within you, not who is outside. Remember this. Perhaps you are committing mistake here. That's why you are not doing meditation. So you sit down. With this way, I will see God. As I see things outside, I will even see clearly God in me. But my eyes are closed. So I cannot see with my eyes. I will have to open the eye of my mind, make my whole mind as eye. No. My whole being as an eye, and then see. When your whole being becomes eye, you see God. Not before that. See? With this attitude, you sit down with this determination. Don't sit for more than 10 minutes. Don't. That's bad training. You see. I sit down. Sometimes your sankalp shakti, your determination is tested by the nature, I'm telling you. My master said, 4 hours and 36 minutes, if you can sit in one posture, you will be in samadhi. And I could sit more than 5 hours, but I did not attain samadhi. So I said, either I am wrong or my master is wrong. So I asked Nirvanji, who is wrong? He said, neither your master nor you. Your method is wrong. I said, what is that method? He said, I will tell you. I did not listen. I got disgusted. I said, this man, old man, had destroyed my life, because I used to receive letters from my friends. They used to write me. Well, we go to play, we go to see cinemas, we go to see dramas, we go out with our girlfriends and sometimes drink and sometimes drink this and that and do this and sing. What do you do in the cave? Will you please let us know what are your experiences? Yes. And I had nothing to share because I was still doing experiments. So I always just say, thank you very much for your letter. I hardly found ink to write to you. Don't feel bad because I am writing with pencil. I used to tear a page from my copy and write down. I am still making experiments. The day I find out something, I will write to you. Can you let me know in your letter what happens to you when you drink and go out? How do you feel in the evening? Do you get good sleep, or do you feel bad? And what do you feel? What have you attained? I used to put questions like that. They used to. With this comparative study, as a modern man studying in modern schools, I became one day very violent. So I told my master, you must be in samadhi. That does not give me wisdom. And you told me after 4 hours and 36 minutes sitting in one posture without movement will lead me to samadhi, and I can do it for 5 hours and nothing has happened to me. He said, then what do you want to do? I said, I want to jump in the Ganges. He said, go ahead. And that hurt me. My father, my master telling me, go ahead and jump and kill yourself. I said, I will. He said, please, help yourself. So I tied, it's a mountain, I tied with a rope a big rock because I used to swim. So I thought, if I jump, so what are you doing? I said, it's none of your business what I am doing. I am tying a big rock on the rope, and that other part of the rope will be tied around my waist, and when I jump, then rock will not allow me to float. That's what I am doing. It's a very good idea, son. And I said, this man pretended to love me, he never loves me. With that, sometimes even you are so egotistical, you can kill yourself and others to preserve your egotistical feelings. Same was the condition. I said goodbye. And I started tying and tying. When he saw that he can do this, he said, wait there for a second. When he found out my determination that I am even prepared to die for samadhi, and he said, sit down here. He did like this. And I don't know what happened to me. I don't know. And I sat for 9 hours without knowing where I was. But I knew when I came out, I was in great delight. That tap reminds me to go to that state again. And it's not difficult for me. So there is something that is called Shakti Pahata, definitely something. Where a teacher gives you Shakti Pahata, but it's not mass hypnosis, as people do it, like for a gimmick. It can be done by a siddha to his prepared disciple. When he prepares them, and finally touches them. What is the touch? When ascending force, you utilize all the human potentials, then descending force comes. It is possible. But prepare yourself. Say, I don't want to do anything, please Swamiji, give me Ashirvada, blessing. Christ would have enlightened, Moses would have enlightened all the Jews and Christians. But I still see many of them fools. I don't feel bad. In every community there are fools, you see. Why? The followers of Moses and Christ are fools and stupid people. Because they were not prepared for the Master's touch, for the Master's sayings, for the Master's, wisdom. But it can be done, and can be done in one lifetime, provided you decide 10 minutes in 24 hours time 10 minutes morning and 10 minutes in evening. I will not give to my wife, to my children, to my business, to anybody on the earth, but just to myself. And the path that I have been trained, I will not follow that. I will path inward path for peace, which is not found anywhere, which is within me. I tell you, when you are able to attend peace, physical stillness, just now, many of you, when sit, do not put your this place on this, but press the bone, this bone, ankle bone. You cannot sit for some time, long time. But if you place it here, just here, it becomes easy. Simple way. Suppose you want to do it Padmasana, which nobody does, it should not be done for meditative pose. Padmasana means, real Padmasana is done like this, see? Like this. It is firm on the ground. Now, again, you can see the difference whether the posture is right or not. Still. But this is, I don't recommend this pose. This is a good exercise. But this is not a good pose for meditation. Why? Because your honest lock it will be released in this. You will have to do something extra for that. This is a simple pose. This is not pose to be practiced during meditation. Any disease comes through bad wrongdoings, through wrong postures, through bad breath, cannot be cured by medicine. Remember this. Therefore, attempt of practicing yoga, advanced stages of yoga, you see, advanced stages of yoga being practiced by you with the help of books is not recommended. You can sit in this way. You can sit this way. There are 3 or 4 postures. In any posture you sit, these lower limbs and upper limbs have very little to do with meditation. This I found out very late, in my 30s, after doing many experiments. Posture does not mean that you have to twist your limbs and that will make a posture. That can make a good exercise posture. That does not make a good meditation posture. Good meditative posture means keeping your head, neck and trunk in a straight line and assimilating your limbs in a way so that they don't disturb you. That's all. You can sit on the chair and do it, provided the floor is wooden, provided your seat is wooden. It's bad conduct of feet. You see. All the limbs which have come out of your body, anything, through those limbs you discharge your energy. Think about it, what I am saying. During meditation, preparing for higher studies, you are asked to see that all the limbs which have come out of your body are under your control. Anything, survey from head to toe. What do you do first? You don't care for the breath, what type of breath you are doing. You just start surveying your body right from your crown of head here. Ask your mind to gently come down to the feet coming up. It will do two benefits to you. Slowly you will locate the tension point, painful point, injurious point, disease or disease point in your body. One thing. Then slowly you will come to know that you have started. You can see yourself in the mirror, but you have never learned to see yourself without mirror. Close your eyes and find out. Can you visualize yourself exactly the way you are? No. You cannot visualize yourself. What can you visualize? So anything that you are visualizing, your images in the mind are distorted because you cannot visualize your own image. Why do you trust those distorted images going on in your mind? There is some truth in it, but 99% there is no truth. They are distorted. So 99% lies and plus 1% truth will never make you truthful. You first do it. Just visualize it, just relaxing, surveying from head to toe. One line of Bible will tell you whole process of meditation. Be still. It never said move fast, fast, fast. So do you follow Bible? No. Just be still. This will help after 10-15 days when you have done it. Body goes through many, many movements, funny movements. Body is like that child which does not know how to sit still. I told one mother, I said, I'll give you $5,000 if your child sits still for a minute. First she said, okay. The child wouldn't sit. Body is like that child. So you better learn to sit still. That stillness will bring a great health to you. I'm telling you, you are missing something. You look hefty, your muscles are strong, but you don't look energetic, you don't look cheerful. Cheerfulness is greatest of all physicians on the earth. And punctuality is great vitamins. These two things maintain. You see. For the time being, only on meditation. When you know that you don't move and your body does not get distorted, you will find many faces being made by you. You have a hidden camera and then meditate. You will come to know you make 101 faces in 5 minutes' time. And you call it meditation. No. Why? Because you are being affected by your thought. It means you are constantly identifying yourself with your thoughts. While Patanjali says, don't do that. You should identify yourself with your essential nature, which is peace, happiness and bliss. So meditation is done not to identify yourself with any thought pattern, with any object. You see. Doesn't matter. Your object of sitting still is not to release the tension from your gross muscles. Gross muscles are related with a finer set of muscles in voluntary system. They cannot survive and live without gross muscles. If you don't allow tension on gross muscles, you are preventing many, many diseases to come to the subtle set of muscles. Heart, brain, spleen, liver. Therefore, you just learn not to give complete rest to your gross muscles during that time. I never say, and don't follow this, don't say you should be relaxed all the time. That's a very bad teaching. Go to the hospital, the state hospital. Everybody is relaxed. But all are crazy. See their muscles hang because they are relaxed. These instructions, blind instructions, are very injurious. When do you relax? When you have worked hard. If you have not worked at all, what do you mean by relax? If you are a mental patient, you don't use the word relax to him. You put him in a situation where he learns to breathe, he'll be released. These word suggestions, relax, 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 not very helpful. Suppose I don't know the meaning of the word relax, you can never help me. See. 1 month you can take for still posture, very good. Now you will find the joy that you have not felt up to this time, you will felt some good joy. Now, if you make your breath very serene, without jerks, without noise, and without pause. I want to tell you something. Swami Vivekananda went to somebody. Swami Vivekananda was a very famous Swami. He was the first Swami to come to the West and speak as somebody at Chicago when there was conference being held. So last day, all the delegates from all over the world marked at him and put a 0 on the blackboard and say, speak on it. And he spoke for 3 hours and everybody heard him patiently. Then they found out he was a great learned man and he came from a great tradition. Otherwise, India was slave. Nobody cared for the religion, yoga and philosophy taught, learnt by the slaves. You see. You will recall, after World War II, when Germany was defeated, German philosophers wanted to work with American philosophers, and American philosophers rejected that proposal. We don't want to work with the slaves. Philosophy. When you know German philosophers are definitely higher and superior than American philosophers, please don't feel bad about it. You see. So this man was very sitting with torn clothes somewhere quietly. Vivekananda was attracted towards him. Why this man is sitting that way and is considered to be a great Swami? What did he do first? He said, hey Viveka, come sit down. He sat down. He said, get me paper and pencil. Paper and pencil, he wrote something and put it one side. He said, now put the question. Vivekananda puts question, what am I going to eat this evening? Here he answers, you will not get food, so you are not going to eat. Nobody can imagine such a thing. Another question is said, when my mustaches will grow grey? Because he did not have mustaches. He said, when you will have mustaches and at old age they will grow grey. Such questions he asked, he was surprised. He said, I have studied so many books, I have done so much research, I don't have this wisdom. Then he told him, look here, mind is in habit of traveling in past grooves or fathoming to future imagination. With the help of meditation, bring mind to present and now, and this is the way. So he taught him this method of breath. Now, when you do it, you will find hunch coming to you. This might help you if you continue. There is some person here whom I am training. First few days I trained and she was afraid. I said, no need of being afraid. And she was benefited with that. You are breathing. Now, please listen to this. And you are exhaling. You are doing it. Between these, you are making two gaps here. Pause. Pause means killer. Because if I inhale and never exhale, I am dead. And if I exhale and never inhale, I am dead. Death means pause. A long pause means death. So we are constantly dying. That's why there are 10 billion cells by birth, more than 10 billion cells. They constantly die because of this error. Because a part of us, finest part of us, is dying all the time. So what is dying? We are losing cells, brain cells, constantly. That's why in old age one can become senile. Now, but that can be stopped. See, a old man is supposed to be a wise man. Here a old man becomes senile because of bad diet, because of bad thinking, because not practicing yoga. Simple method will check that. That's senility. If you want to help somebody who is old, who is going through that brain, you see, degeneration, it can be done. See? You are inhaling and you are exhaling. Try to do this. Try to practice this. Inhalation and exhalation without any pause. When you are practicing this, you will find no mind will become very soothing. Mind will not jump. %60 of the distraction of mind depends on the distraction of bad breath, created by the bad breath. That's why Jajan and Jen, even Jewish literature says, breath is life and life is breath. That's true. Learning to meditate on the breath first, after you have attained still posture. And that breath is not only sometimes you do kumbhaka, retention, sometimes puraka, sometimes rechaka, inhalation, exhalation and retention. But he taught Swami Vivekananda that inhale and exhale in a way so that no pause is created. During that time your mind will go beyond the bounds of time, space and causation, which are three main conditionings of your mind. And if you practice this, what mind has capacity. Mind can go to future, mind can go to past, mind doesn't know how to be how. Here mind knows because there is no pause, so mind will be going through past, present and future. It means past, present and future, they are one. For a man who meditates, there is no past, no present and no future. That's how some of the sages, some people know why someone is coming to see me. What question has he got? Exactly, that can be recorded. That can be answered. Very exactly. Word by word. You see? Okay. Let us go beyond this wisdom. This is a simple wisdom. By serene breath, you will find your nervous system, autonomic nervous system, sympathetic system, not being agitated. There are many diseases which grow, which occur on our nervous system. Parkinson's disease. Many diseases are diseases of nerves. I tell you, you have seen a disease, the doctors, many doctors are here, they have seen a disease. Cirrhosis is liver. Psoriasis is another disease. I am not talking about liver disease, psoriasis. What is that? Disease of skin. But it is not disease of skin. A disease of nervous system that is reflected on the skin. If you have something to do with that nervous system, you can easily cure that disease. No matter how, there are no medicine. Medica says it's a disease of fear and fat without any cure. But we don't say that. It's a disease of nervous system. If you learn not to allow your nervous system to be agitated, it can be cured. Who cures and who does? Your mind. Mind has got tremendous capacity to cure. I can see on my body. When I think, I can create tumor. It's so dangerous. When I think to dissolve it, I can dissolve it. Now, can everybody do it? No. Why? Because they can create, but they don't know how to dissolve. By that time, mind becomes weak. If mind remains very strong as it was created voluntarily, then it can dissolve. Mind has created cancer. There are varieties of cancer, and many cancer. There are varieties of strokes, many strokes. There are varieties of ways of heart attacks. Many heart attacks are created by our minds. Someone got lottery and he was overjoyed. Why? Mentally. Heart failed. He died. Someone had only one son, very attached to him. He got shocked and he died. What is this? There is no shock absorber. You can create a shock absorber through your practice. You can do that. So once you have known it, you can prevent yourself and many others by teaching simple methods which are scientifically verified, proven, which are very healthy. Next is a small part that is cultivated and cultured, educated, called conscious part of mind. For culturing that part, you go to school from the very beginning, you train your child, go to the colleges and universities. But that is just a small part of your totality of your mind. That is just gateway to the unconscious actually. I should not call it a small part, you see. This is a small part and vast part. You cannot cultivate this vast part of mind. You cultivate only small part of mind. That part of mind which is in waking state. Now see, dreaming state and sleeping state, that part of mind you cannot. The vast part of mind is not under your control, you cannot cultivate. So you see, if vast part of mind is not under your control and only small part of mind is under being cultivated and that is also not under your control, who are you then? So how do you deal with it? Because you have to go through this. You have to learn to deal with it. What do you say in meditation? Oh, what this thought is coming. You fight it. That fighting is not meditation. You don't fight. All the time you fight, and you want to fight in meditation also? No. Anything that comes here from outside will not come because eyes are closed, ears are also not prepared to listen, you are not tasting, you are not touching, you are listening, you are not going anywhere, so you have to dawn your senses. Comes. Then from where? The impression will come from here. You have to deal with them. Which impression do you store there? 3 types of impressions, 2 types of there. Klishta and aklishta, which are pleasant, you store the impressions. Which are unpleasant, you store the impression. You store the impression of your enemy, you store the impression of your friend. Here. Millions and trillions. In many levels they are lying. Some are dormant, some you can see, some you can observe, some you can analyze, some you cannot analyze. You have forgotten. Suddenly one day you sit down and you suddenly remember something which you have not remembered ever and of this lifetime. Little happening. Sometimes you played with a friend of yours in childhood when you were 2 or 3 years of age. You see, you hit on his nose and he bleeded. Something like that. That impression is stored here. How do you deal with it? First line. Where is Shanta? Panditji, anybody come here? Where Pandit, you come? Shanta is not here, eh? Okay. First thing you have to use to let go. First point, in first step. This will give you strength, and then next is to witness. Then third step, the same process, dealing with the conscious mind. I am not talking of unconscious mind. Then comes to inspect. Then by the time you have energy, your mind is one-pointed. When you have done this, you are capable to go through, you are capable to fly your plane. You are wonderful champion. Do you know, your mind is like your plane that takes off but does not know how to land. And there is crash all the time. Okay. But here, you go through this and go through the most dangerous clouds, black clouds. When a pilot goes through it, he knows. But some of the adventurers go through it. Here, the adventurer for samadhi, after preparing this, goes through dharma megha, samadhi, going through those clouds. Others cannot hear, but the sounds they go through, like avalanche sounds coming. Because he's crossing. He's going beyond the normal laws of life. He is going to the unconscious, you see. Many people say you can go through unconscious mind. And many people say you can call from the unconscious and be conscious there and to let go everything. Sooner or later they will go away. Some people say one can bypass. So there are 3 routes from here. You see. For attaining beyond. Attaining, having, going through the unconscious mind. Once you have gone through unconscious mind, then you know about yourself well. Otherwise, you know your body, you do not know anything about your breath, you do not know anything about various aspects of your mind, you know nothing about that which is called soul. You see. Meditation, meditation, meditation will help you. Yes.
People are wondering what is bypass method.
No need of going, not people, you are wondering. Because he thinks that's something I have hidden from him. Okay. One is the modern psychology allows to come forward from the unconscious, that problem or that which creates problem, and then deal it on the conscious level. It is well known through analysis. A meditator allows that to come forward and gives ahuti to his guru in his guru chakra. Here, no, because I didn't want to lengthen the process. This triangle is a symbol of upward. Either it's a fire. As you have a navel center, Manipur center, there is a cavity here. You see, it's called bhrikuti, this one. The space between the eyebrows is called bhrikuti. But there is another that is called trikuti, tree. Tree means 3. These 3 lines make a trikuti. And this is called Guru Chakra. Guru means knowledge. By concentrating on it, definitely you receive knowledge which comes from the valley of intuition, pure knowledge. Every fountain does not give nectar. Every fountain will give you water to quench your thirst, but every fountain does not have quality to give you the nectar and make you immortal. This is the only fountain which gives you intuitive knowledge. How? At what stage? When you allow, suppose you are meditating on this. I am available, the residents, professors, sadhakas should make a special seminar so that I can continue teaching them. Doesn't matter. 1 hour every day I can do it for months and months. At least complete the subject. These 2 petals are actually your 2 eyes. And this is the center. But now you will see there are many geometrical figures. There is a geometrical figure like this. There is geometrical figure like this. There is geometrical figure like this. All other figures are under these 3 figures. There cannot be 4th. They all are modifications of these figures. Most difficult is this. Mind does not want to stay here. Mind does not like circle. Mind likes triangle, mind likes this one, mind does not like circle. You see. And nobody wants to be in circle. So here you are, those who are prepared, whose minds are trained, they are asked to meditate over here. Easy for listening nada. This is called gateway to the city of life. This is called, their name is Agya Chakra. Why Agya? A means little, Gya means knowledge. What for? What have you been doing so far? According to spirituality, you have not done anything. Real knowledge, little knowledge you gain only when you meditate on this. This subject is very lengthy. There are many hemispheres. 3 are Rudra Khanda, Vishnu Khanda, and Brahma Khanda. The highest is this, from here. This journey is considered to be highest journey. The teacher who wants his first class student to tread this path will lead him like this. Second class student, he will lead through many chakras. Third class, okay son, go ahead, doing it for many, many lives. Yes. So, here what does he do? He doesn't meditate on anything. No object is given. Naturally, whatever comes from inside, what will come? It's a place of light that comes through your eyes. Now, see my eye? Touch like this. All of you. See what I am doing? I am opening my eyes. First listen, look at me. And if you do like this, you will find a ring of light coming this side. Is it coming or not? Are you try to see me? My eyes are like this. Huh? I am touching this part and I am looking here. The eyes. Yes. You see, you have got light coming through your eyes. This is the center. When you close your eyes, this center is considered Dibya Chakshu. Dibya Chakshu means you have an eye, but that is called divine eye. That's called third eye. What do? Teacher tells you to allow all your thoughts and offers all thoughts to this Agni, to this fire. They will be exhausted. You don't have to go anywhere. This is called bypass kriya. Oh my Lord, it's 12:30. Everybody must be hungry.
No. This is the best meal.
It will not take more than 6 months if you set up a time and place and continue practicing. I am telling you. To attain something where you can enjoy. And those who are widows, those who are divorcees, those who are people like me living all alone, it's a wonderful thing for them. Those who have time. You see. If God has given you opportunity, you should not misuse that time and opportunity. You should learn to meditate. And those who are here, I promise to help them selflessly. That's my promise. Provided you meditate. If you don't meditate, I will know that you are not meditating, simply you want to waste my time. And I know how to deal with you people. Yes. Okay? From here you hear many nadas. There are many paths. As there are varieties of samadhi, you see, there are many, many experiences here. Bhava samadhi you get, nirbija samadhi you get, sabija samadhi you get, savikalp samadhi you get. You see, when you have done something, then for the final step, between final stage and that stage of preparedness, you experience many things which are termed as samadhi. Those who practice yoga are also called yogi, and those who are adept are also called yogis. Just the difference. So, you do it. You should. Those who are emotional, the teacher gives them this point. Those who are intellectual, here. Those who are sick, they are here. Three most profound centers are given by the teacher. When you get mantra, you should ask your teacher to give you the point on which mind can be focused. Then, most difficult task is object. What should be the object of meditation? Here, all the schools are bewildered. Some of the minds are not capable to meditate on the subtle objects. One of the sutras explains this. Vitarka, vichara, ananda and asmita. These are actually the temperament of the minds. But mantra, constant remembrance, is greatest of all wisdom. Wherever you go. And when you are quiet, let your mantra turn into feeling. And let that feeling, you see, become a wave of bliss within you. God bless you. So still there is much to talk about. God bless you.